Hi and welcome to November's update from the Pig Research Facility. So we run the batch system, as everyone knows, here at Moorepark, and this video will coincide in with the serving week. So this week we have weaned 25 sows in, and we have put gilts with that and brought our numbers up to around 33-34 animals that we hope to be serving in this week's batch for subsequent farrowing in around 3.5 months' time. So looking at the sows that came out from weaning, we would have weaned 12.5 pigs per sow there, based on a live born of 14.5. So our weaning is down about half a pig on where it was for the last while, but our born alive was also down in that batch. So coming into the farrowing house this Friday then, we are bringing in 26 sows to farrow down next week. These numbers, I suppose, these numbers of sows we would hope to probably be farrowing down next year more an average of between 27 and 29 sows. As I said in other videos, we've been working hard enough to get the breeding herd up and putting in a lot of high level of replacement gilts this year to date. I suppose to put that in context, last year at the start of 2019 we would have been carrying around 215 to 220 breeding animals, including some maiden gilts. As we're currently, the breeding herd is down at about 190 from a breeding herd, and we have about probably 8 to 10 maiden gilts in reserve in the unit at that. So we're down about probably 10 or 15 animals on where we'd like to be, and that has the effect then of each batch probably being down maybe 2 sows across the 7 batches in the unit. So that's the recap on the sow side of things. The the growing animals, performing very well. Still, our Wieners are doing 35 kilos at 11 weeks of age. Now that's 7 weeks in the Wiener stage accommodation. Now we only have kind of a first stage accommodation, first come second stage. We don't move our Wieners, so it's a one-stop shop, and they're doing 7 weeks there. We have 8 weeks of growing time in the unit, and that's something next year from January onwards we will look at probably increasing that Wiener stay time by a week or so. And we might even look at varying durations in that weaner accommodation for the pigs, and see the subsequent effect on I suppose hitting target weight over time. So that's somewhere to go for next year on that front. To I suppose recap quickly on the 7 weeks that are in that weaner stage, then we would typically give a 25 kilo bag of starter diet to each pen or each intact litter, so roughly 2 kilos per pig, and then we have them on link diet up until about day 20 post weaning. So that would typically be around 7.5 kilos of link eaten in that period, and they're currently staying in about 4 more weeks on weaner ration before moving across to our finisher building. So we may look to increase that maybe to 5 weeks and see if there's any additional gain there in that, or also maybe look at bringing the finisher diet over to the weaner stage and maybe utilising that extra week on finisher in the same accommodation, and kind of breaking up the stresses of both environmental change and diet change. So something to look forward to next year, and to see how we play out with that. The finisher pigs then, we would be down I suppose around 88 kilos for carcass weight now, based on our 22.5 weeks year to date. As I said in previous videos, that's back slightly on where we were up until August, mainly due to trial work and experiments, and also sheer volume of pigs in the system. The rest of the pigs we will have gone out here to date now will hopefully bring that figure static, if not back up fractionally. I suppose next month will be a better month to probably do a full review on how we've performed over 2020. So we'll go into maybe the finisher figures a little bit more in depth then. Recapping on trial work in the unit, we still have a wet feed study going with Dr. Padder Lawler on field bean varieties. So that's getting a midway weighing in the first week in December. So that trial will finish up in mid-January. And Dr. Keelan O'Driscoll still has a feeder space allowance trial going on. The first rep of that is concluded, and the second rep of it is just after moving into the finisher building, and that will conclude in late January. So I suppose that's the recap really from the Pig Research Facility for November, and I look forward to talking to you in December.